Alright, welcome back everyone to another episode of MC Eternal. I hope that everyone is doing great today. I know that I am. Today is June the 9th of 2020, and we're jumping right back on into things today. So the last time we recorded, we had a great time. We took our Supremium sword out and we went hunting for some of the bosses, or just some of the mobs on the bounty board within our quest line here. And we were able to take out a decent amount of them actually. So we were able to take out Barako, the Sun Chief. That was a really cool thing to find. I guess it's kind of hard to find those villages, so that was a good experience to have. And we did get our nice golden sun helmet that I am wearing under our cosmetic armor. So we're not actually getting the benefits of what this has to offer. We're just getting the visual looks, which is pretty cool. I like it. I think it looks kind of cool. And then we are also able to get revenge on a Cyclops that had previously done us dirty in a live stream. So that was a nice thing to accomplish. And then we also just did some hunting and found a snow monster from Ice and Fire. Now with that, we also found a dark structure from Ice and Fire, and I wasn't 100% sure on how to get into those, but David Yusuf left a comment for us on that episode, letting us know the way you get in is by having your own pet dragon and utilizing either their ice or fire breath to basically change the front door blocks on that, so you can get in there. And there is some decent loot in there, nothing too crazy from my understanding, but if you guys were wondering how to do that, that is how you can. So you do need to take out a female dragon from Ice and Fire, get the egg, and then have your own pet dragon. And there's a couple videos out there of people doing that. So if you're curious on that, you can look up some videos on how to basically hatch your own dragon from Ice and Fire. I don't plan on doing it. I don't see the content there because other people have done it before, and I just don't have the interest in it. So shout out to David for letting us know on that. Now I do know also, by looking into the mod online, there are plans to add in ways to get into that dark structure. So we did see the keyhole on the front. There are plans to add that key in so that we can get in there a different way. Unfortunately, on the version we have now, we can't do that. But maybe in a mod pack down the line, when a newer version of that mod is out, we will be able to take advantage of that and do a little more exploration within those dark structures. So anywho, with all that being said, the plan for today's episode is to get into immersive engineering. I know I mentioned it in our previous episode, and I think I've mentioned it in episodes before, that is an option for us to do. So if we go into our quests here, we go to Introduction to Science. There's a whole area here on immersive engineering. Plenty of stuff for us to get into. But we never did because we went for the comparable mod, which was thermal expansion. Now, thermal expansion, I would like to say, is one of the most well-rounded mods out there. It offers a lot, and it's very friendly with other mods as well. However, it is a more of an introductory mod. Both of these mods are to science, to technology, because basically it's going to offer you, they each offer you similar possibilities for what you can be doing. So by that I mean power generation, or duplication, so on and so forth, things like that. So because we've already done thermal, a lot of this stuff within immersive engineering we don't necessarily need to do because we already have it in place. So we don't need ore duplication because we already have our pulverizer, which pulverizes up our ores for us. And we already have that all automated, so we can throw it into our ender pouch and have that run through the whole entire system and be put right into our storage system. But it does offer some cool things for us to check out, like razor wire for base defense, or different weapons that we could utilize when attacking mobs. Now, obviously, we already came up with our Supremium sword, which is going to be way better than any of these, but these do offer a ranged attack that we don't necessarily have right now. So it'd be kind of cool to get into and just see what they have to offer. They also answer the questions around some of those shaders that we had picked up from the Twilight Forest. So realistically, Immersive engineering would be a great mod to get into early game if you wanted to take it as an alternative route to thermal expansion. But this late in the game, it's not going to offer us a ton, but I think it would still be cool. And Skonig had left a comment pretty much agreeing with all of this and saying that it would be a cool look on our base if we added some of these things in, because it does add in basically like hanging wires and so on and so forth for energy transfer. So that's how I'm going to approach it. We're going to go with it and just see how it all is. Now, I do want to make another comment. I know I've been talking quite a bit to start off here, but I feel like we're getting to a good point in this series where we are already getting OP, and I feel like we've already done a lot of exploration. There's plenty of crafting and things like that we could still do, and we could get into Rats mod, so that's still on the table to do, but I feel like we're almost getting to a point where we could wind down on this series and maybe try something a little different, maybe a little more of a exploration-based mod rather than necessarily a building mod. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on that, and we'll just kind of go from there. We're gonna keep going with the normal pace for now, and we'll just see how things go. But anyway, like I said, I've been talking way too much, blabbering on. I'm sure most of you skipped past this part already, but I've already crafted up the manual that we need. I put it into our tome so that we can carry it around all the time and we don't have 1,000 books on us. So it's very easy to make. You're not given it to start with, at least I was not. So you need a book and a lever. That'll get you the engineer's manual. And then once you craft that up, there's some introduction that you can read through. And from that, basically it tells you to start with the engineer's hammer. So I crafted that bad boy up as well. So just a little bit of iron string and sticks. And then the next thing that would be good for you to do is to get a engineer's workbench up and running. Now you do need treated wood, which I'm not 100% sure on. So let's actually pull up the Immersive Engineering mod in our sidebar here. So let me get Immersive, there we go. So we want some treated wood planks. Now, how do we get treated wood? We do need to use creosote oil, it looks like. Let's see if there's any other options. We can buy it if we wanted to. And Nuclear Craft does have an option for us to utilize it. So I think realistically our best bet would be to go this path. And we do need some creosote. So how do we get the creosote oil so we can get this going? So if we go and look at a squeezer here, that doesn't really help us out that much. It looks like we need to start with a coke oven to get it going. And by burning like a jungle wood in here, we could get some, or by burning coal, we could get some as well. So it looks like first and foremost, it'll be our coke oven that we need to get up and running. Now let's see, is that one of the more like the forward things that we need to do on here, or is it not even listed at all? It almost looks like it's not listed on here, which is a bit of a bummer that it's not on here. Let's really quickly check over in the normal Minecraft mod or Minecraft achievements page. So let's see, we got Buildcraft. It's always a struggle to find exactly what you are looking for in here. Here it is right here, Immersive Engineering. So this gives you definitely a way better perspective on how to get going into things. So it even tells you, you start with your manual, you move to a hammer. You can also start crafting some of these other things like windmills, conveyor belts. Obviously we can't do the engineer's bench until we get the treated wood, but then it's also saying if you get the hammer up and going, you want to get a blast furnace going. So let's do that. And actually I wonder, can we, yeah, because we want the coke oven, right? That is what it was telling us. So it looks like it's pretty straightforward. We're just going to need what? 27, it said, of these blocks, of the coke oven blocks. Yeah. Yep, first important machine you will need to create. So let's get this bad boy up and going. So we need coke bricks, which are pretty straightforward to make. Let's get that bookmarked for us here, and let's hop over into the correct crafting here, and let's see how we're doing. Ooh, okay, unfortunately we are missing some bricks. Now I do have brick stairs, which I wonder if we can utilize here. All right, so that is a big yes. You can take brick stairs and you can pulverize them up to get bricks, which is perfect because we have a bunch of these laying around from those dungeon houses you can find in the main overworld here. We also have a bunch of brick blocks as well, but I mean, realistically, we're not going to use these stairs. We just kind of have them sitting around. So it would be better to pulverize these bad boys up and use the bricks. So we got a ton of bricks here, so we can throw those in there and then we can get this going. Now, hopefully we have enough clay. We did say we need 27 of these. So let's see how many we can get. Hopefully we get no whammies. And actually, I accidentally crafted a little more than what we needed, but that's perfectly fine to have a few extra. So we'll stick those away. We'll take these. So we don't need those. So we will take these, and I am going to start over here. This is why I started the episode looking this way, because I think it would be kind of cool to get this area kind of being our outdoor immersive engineering workspace. I think it would be pretty cool. So first and foremost, let's get this put down. So I'm just going to pick a random spot here. And I guess realistically, we might have been able to submerge it one level, but that is okay. So this is a solid block structure. We got a little bit of lag here. There we go. This is a solid block structure, so you just put it up like so. We do not need more of these, and then you just take your hammer, and then you click on it, and now it is complete because it has created this big opening on the front, or I guess aesthetic looking opening on the front for us to then utilize this interior interface. So like we saw, we do want to get some items up and going in here, and it looked like coal was probably one of the best ways to get a decent amount of that oil up and going so we can make the treated wood like so. So if we look at this, and then what we were looking here, the coke oven. Yep. So the block of coal will give us a block of coal coke, and that'll give us 500 millibuckets of the creosote oil, which is perfect. That'll be plenty for us to utilize. We do need, though, hold the phone here. I think we just need, do we need something additional? Oh, I think we do need, oh, so we need charcoal to start, or we need the coal coke to begin with. Okay, I see what it is. So you just take, what am I doing wrong here? Maybe it's just a long burn time. Maybe that's what we're running into here. Burn time is a long time. So yeah, I'm guessing that's what it is. It's just going to take a while. So actually, let's see if our time in a bottle will actually work on this. I don't know if it will or won't. It looks like it's starting to slightly come down a little bit. Maybe. All right, that is maxed out. I can't do anything more on that. And I don't even know if that's necessarily the right block to be doing it on. It could have been any of these blocks. I think it's just going to take a hot minute. So let me let this run for a while, and hopefully it burns through, and we get some results here. All right, guys, so I realized that this thing is as slow as molasses, and I'm sure many of you already know that, but it takes so long for this to cook over into coal coke, and unfortunately, I was unable to get it working with our time in a bottle. I tried every single block on this and I just couldn't get it to work. So I definitely don't recommend putting in blocks of coal unless you just plan to let it sit for a long time, because I put in a block and it was not, I mean, it was going to take years, I would have said, for it to get cooked into the coal coke and produce some creosote oil for us to use. So I would say to start off, just use normal pieces of coal. Way, way quicker than what we were trying to do. But anywho, we did get our creosote oil, so we can get some treated wood planks going up in here. Just like so, that should be plenty. We can nix that off, and we can always then collect more of that oil from our oven here once it produces a little bit. So with that being said, we should have enough. We needed 3 for that. We needed 4 for this. So we can get, maybe we won't have enough. Maybe we will need to have another bucket going here of the oil so we can get some more wood here. Because we do need to make some sticks, which takes up 2. So we still need 3 for that. We'll get 3 of those, but yeah, then we need more, and we don't have it yet. Okay, that doesn't work for that either. Let's look up normal wood here. We should have some normal birch that we have sitting around. Let's grab one of those and stick it in there. So we have all that. We just need to wait on this to give us 1 more half bucket so we can get that going and get the last of the treated wood so we can get the engineering workbench up and going. Now I'm going to take a second here. I'm going to actually bring up the workbench and blueprints within our manual here so you guys get an idea of what we are going for and what the workbench is going to be utilized for. So the section is workbench and blueprints. The engineer's workbench is a professional work table for the educated engineer. It is widely used to construct the items described in engineer's blueprints. A wide variety of blueprints can be crafted as detailed in the respective manual entry, whereas a few select ones can only be discovered in world or purchased from villagers. I wonder if we have overlooked some of those in the past. To use a blueprint in the workbench, it is the slot on the left of the GUI, necessary ingredients in the 6 slots in the middle, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. A secondary function of the workbench is the modification and configuration of more complex tools and gadgets. Examples like the mining drill, heavy plated shield, or revolver. So it gives you an idea of what we are going for, so we can get some blueprints together so we can keep going on things. Let's see, did we get crafted up? We did get crafted up here perfectly. So we can get some more treated wood going here. And we should have everything for our engineer's workbench. Like so. So I would imagine that we can just place this bad boy down like that. Yep, perfect. And then we can click on it, and as you can see, this is where your blueprint goes, like it was saying, and then all of the items that you need go over here. So we did complete a couple quests here, so let's grab some monies. So actually it does look like the coke brick was an advancement here, but it wasn't actually the amount that you need to make the coke oven. You need 27, and this is only asking for 16 in this progression. So just an FYI so you guys know what to expect. So we did get the workbench going. We got a famine reward. Unfortunately, that auto-equipped for us, which is a bit of a bummer because it does give you hunger. And I don't really want this. So we're just going to get rid of it. This is pretty cool. The self-repeating unlucky revolver drum. So you can use it to make a revolver. That is actually pretty cool. So let's go on then to look at what we could get into next. So the Kinetic Dynamo would be pretty cool. It's actually interesting. This one offers 2 money rewards, monetary rewards. So you need to start with some redstone, some iron, and then you do need copper coil block, which comes from LV wire coil, which you need some copper wire from. So for this, you do need to do a metal press. Okay. So really, well, you need to do a metal press, and because you need to get a copper plate, if I'm following everything correctly here. So realistically, we got the turntable, we got the conveyor belt, the generator. There is no progression on here for that. If we take a peek in here though, there is a progression for birds on a wire for getting that going. And it looks like the workbench is mainly used for a lot of the Booker catch. Oh, that's awesome. It adds the skyhook from BioShock Infinite in here as well. But for a lot of the weaponry that you can do. So let's get some copper going up in this bad boy. So we want copper wire. Now I really want to stick along the lines of the mod. I don't really want to use other tools to help us. So let me take a look at this. All right, so I did a little bit of digging through the manual just to make sure I was understanding things correctly. Obviously don't want to lead you guys on the incorrect path, but to get metal plates with this mod, you can do it by hammering an ingot with an engineer's hammer. So just as it shows there, I'm guessing in just a normal crafting table, you can do it like so. Or they will let you use a metal press, which is what we were looking at. It's a little bit more advanced. It's not a crafting table build. It is a multi-block build. So here is the page on the metal press. If you were questioning it, if you were curious about it, you need some metal scaffolding. You need some conveyor belts, a piston, and some other miscellaneous things to get that up and running. But it offers an automatic way of shaping metal into different things. Be plates, rods, or other metal components. So that definitely seems a little bit farther down the line for us. I think for now we can realistically just make do with using our hammer to craft them into plates like so. So why don't we just get a bunch of these bad boys up and going here, because realistically we're going to use them. There's no need to beat around the bush on this one. We'll just make all of these. Just like so. I'm going to grab our hammer back and we'll stick that like that. So now we want to get some wire going. I'm just going to stick a lot of this stuff into our bookmarks here so we can easily get to it. So we want some copper wire, so we need some shears, or we need an engineer's wire cutter. Now the engineer's wire cutter is made like so. Or if you wanted to, you can just use normal shears, which costs 2 iron. Oh, there's an undead pig over there. We probably should go, or boar. We should probably go take out. I'm not going to use the one from Immersive Engineering for this. Actually, no. Let's craft it up. I have some shears here, but again, I want to keep close to the mod. I don't want to stray away too much from things. So let's grab that, and then we'll get some of these made up. Pretty easy to do. And then what we're going to do is we just have to take our plates and our shears. I think it takes any plate. Yeah, it says any plate, even though it's not rotating through it. And then how many do we need? So 4 will give us 4 of these LV wires, and then we need 3, 6, we need 7. So realistically, just two things of these. So we'll need 8. 8 of these bad boys. So we need to make 8. Okay. There's 8. So then we can click off of that, and that'll just stick those right back into our inventory there. And then we'll just want to make 8 of these LV wire coils, just like so. And then finally from there, we can make our coil block, just like that. And then for that, we will get us our Kinetic Dynamo. Pretty straightforward. And I am just going to, for the time being, how do we want to set this up? Maybe I'll just stick it right. I have everything so spread out already. Yeah, I'll stick it right here. That'll be fine for now. So we have the dynamo. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting to see it have an interface. We did complete some quests though, so let's grab that really quickly here. Our 2 monetary amounts for whatever reason. So then we have 2 things to branch off from there. We have the LV capacitor and then fluid pipes to get us into some more fluid items. Now we do have a thermoelectric generator that we could also create. I'm a little curious how we make one of these. We do need some steel ingots and then Constantin plates, which don't seem too bad to do. We could easily get those bad boys crafted up. But it looks like from the... I see. So from this, we either need to make a windmill or a water wheel to get everything going. And I actually feel like we might have a water wheel sitting around somewhere. Let's go back inside really quickly and take a peek, because I feel like we do. I think we got it from a reward from a quest at one point in time. Now, if we still have it, it will be a mystery, because unfortunately I did do some cleanup in our junk drawers here to get rid of things that we don't need, and I'm not seeing it. If we take a peek within here, yeah, oof. That's a big bummer. It looks like I nixed it out, that we did not need it. So we're gonna unfortunately have to craft up some of those. Yeah, I don't have it in here either. Let me double check my backpack, make sure they're not there. We do actually have conveyor belts though, surprisingly. So we could utilize those. And yeah, unfortunately we don't have them. Let me just double check in here as well. Nope. So I must have gotten rid of it, unfortunately. But that's okay, we will make do. So we do have 2 options. Like I showed, we could either do a water wheel or we could do a windmill. Now the windmill would be kind of cool because we've never done one before, but you just need to be careful with them. The water wheel would be probably a little more ideal because we do have water situated right here, and it's not like we're up on a high mountain or anything like that. So maybe we should stick with our water wheel. So let's go over here. I know we're going to need some of these. And then this is the water wheel right here. So we'll get that. So we need 4 of these. So we're going to need a lot more treated wood and sticks. So we need 4 of those. So we need 12 treated wood planks. And then we need 16 sticks from my understanding. And we definitely do not have enough of everything. So let me get some stuff together. Let's get the water mill at least up and going so that we can end the episode out with that. All right, guys. So I actually realized that we had most of what we needed. We had enough of that creosote oil built up to make enough of the treated wood that we needed to get these water wheel segments up and going. And then from there, all we need is a steel ingot. Now it does take any steel ingot, and we do have some from other mods. However, as I mentioned, I want to try to stick as closely to producing most of the resources within this mod as possible. So you can craft the steel ingots from this mod within, if we go back here, I don't know where it went in here now. Well, you can craft them in a blast furnace. Did I overlook it in here? Is it in here somewhere? Interesting. I'm kind of confused that it doesn't have it right in here. But anyway, you want to make a blast furnace. Actually, can you search in here? No, unfortunately, you cannot search. But yeah, blast furnace. They're right here, blast bricks. You make it the same exact way as the coke oven. So you need 27 of these blast bricks, and they just take some nether bricks and then blaze powder. Luckily, we had plenty of that laying around, so I was able to get that crafted up and get some steel from Immersive Engineering up and going. So I took the coal coke from our coke oven and I placed it over here. So you just make it in the same shape as the coke oven, and then obviously you have to use your hammer on it. But this is the interface for it. So you take iron and I put our coal coke down here, and it makes steel, and it also makes slag, which I'm guessing will be a good resource for us to have down the line. So I'm going to throw these steel ingots in here, and then I'm going to grab this. Unfortunately, it just defaults to the thermal foundation output. So if we look here, once this gets made up, it's going to classify it as thermal foundation. I'm pretty positive on. We'll see here in just a second. Yeah, unfortunately, it goes right to thermal foundation instead of the immersive engineering. That's just because of how the mod pack is set up. There's no worries on that. But anywho, like I said, we're gonna get this crafted up now. So we have a water wheel, and that'll complete that quest. And then I grabbed our Kinetic Dynamo here so that we can get this up and going. So realistically, we're gonna want to stick this out on something. So for that, I think well, actually, do we want a running water source? That's the real question for this to be producing, producing power. I'm guessing we will want running water. So maybe we actually need to figure out a way to get some running water over here. So maybe if we just take this like so, I'm gonna grab a little bit of water here, like so, and we'll put that in there. And then I'm gonna take our Kinetic Dynamo here, stick it here, and then I think we could stick this onto it, but it might actually need to be a bit deeper than that. Let's see how this works. There we go. Whew, that's a big boy. Maybe we need to prop it up a block. You do need to use an axe on that, easy peasy, and then we can just use our pickaxe for that. It actually deleted the water block that we had there. That's actually kind of interesting that it did that. But I'm assuming that it's going to want running water. I don't think that it would want just stagnant water. So there's some running water there. Let's put our dynamo up here and then our wheel there, and look at that. We got some power going into here. Perfect. And it looks pretty cool. Now obviously we can move that at any point in time, put that in maybe a little bit of a cooler location. If we were to maybe bring this pond over here and just have it kind of flow down a level or so that we could utilize our water wheel in it. But for now it's doing great, and actually it completed a couple quests for us, so let's grab those rewards. We'd get some money, and then from the blast bricks we got some of that. It does want us to craft up 32 steel ingots from that bad boy, and I'm guessing that's based on, like, if I were to take these steel ingots and throw them out here and then put them in our inventory. Let's see if that updates our quest on that at all. No, it does not. It's based on you pulling them out of the actual blast furnace itself. So just keep that in mind. But I think so far we're looking pretty good. And I think then the next steps would be to get some kind of generator up and going, or some way to hold the power for us. So maybe like the capacitor, well, the capacitor would regulate it, or it would somewhat hold some of it for us. That's actually not too bad to make. We could probably actually make that really quickly. Let's do it real quick, because we should have everything for it. Now the only thing, obviously, is I know I said I obviously want to keep close to using things from the mod. Now if you look at this, there are copper and there are lead. And obviously it's defaulting to thermal foundation for those. I can't do anything about that. Realistically, when you go through the mod itself, you would be grinding those up and then producing them through the mod, or just cooking them up yourselves. So just keep that in mind. We're gonna get that crafted though. And then I think we can just stick it back here. I'm gonna put another block down and then stick that here. And I think that works. We'll have to kind of see a little bit how everything is going. Actually, it doesn't look like it's working. I think we need to connect wires to it, and that's part of this that's pretty cool looking, is the wires. So anywho, we'll save that for another episode because we're already getting kind of long here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below, or better yet, leave me a comment. Let me know if you do want to see more of this. If so, we'll keep going on this path. If not, Again, I am considering maybe jumping to a new mod pack, starting up a different series, maybe a little bit more adventure to it than what we've previously done. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. I'll let you know every single time a new episode is posted to the channel. We are also streaming over on Twitch. I have my link in the description. We do a variety of games. We've done MC Eternal before, some off-camera chill stuff. We have done Borderlands. We've done Fallout. We've done what else? Well, Batman. We've done Batman. We'll probably get into BioShock. I'd love to stream some BioShock. Our schedule right now, which is also in the description, is Friday afternoons from 12 p.m. to 12 or roughly 12:30 p.m. to about 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is stateside. So if you're available at the time, feel free to drop in and check out the stream. We might have other streams during the week. That's why you got to go and follow me so you can be notified when those pop-up streams occur. But anyways, guys, thank you for sticking through till the end. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Thanks. Bye.